After the ball show, here is your host, Sam, your bro. Today's a gift we all can feel. The wounds are raw, but time will heal. Be thankful now for where you stand, and hold the world in grateful hands. After the bars, we're rising strong, facing the world where we belong. Recovery burns a steady flame from where he's been.
Hey guys, it's Sam. Welcome to the After the Bar show. Long time no see, at least live. I've done a few pre-recorded videos, but welcome to the show. It is Wednesday, I believe, or is it Thursday? Let me just double check. It's Thursday. Happy Thursday. Hopefully everyone's been doing okay. I've been doing not okay. I'm not okay, but I'm always going to be okay. Even when I'm not okay, I'm okay. So I don't know if that makes sense. I know it probably does make sense to some people and not make sense to others. But yeah, I just thought I would come on live today. We'll talk about a few things. We'll talk about Turtle Boy's declaration or announcement on the Billy Bush show. I know the show's about an hour early, so, no one's going to be here probably for the first, portion of it. So I'm just going to kind of just take things easy and slow and not really worry too much about how the production of the show goes. Just real quick, let me just want to make sure that my latency and everything is okay. Yeah, it's been a while since I've come on live. Yeah, Ben, see, I'm only showing one person here, Ben, so it's pretty crazy. I did change the time from 11 to 10. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. I don't know. There's probably not going to be anyone here but you and me, Ben, which is okay. I haven't talked to you in a while, so yeah, we can have more of a personal conversation. It's still just me and you. It's only one person here right now. I mean, it's one of the reasons really why I haven't even done lives very much lately is that I'm getting such a poor turnout, and I don't know what it is. I know the algorithm has changed. Like the views on my other channel for my court videos have literally gone to the just double digits. When I was getting 20,000, 30,000 views, I'm getting 100 views, 200 views. Less than that sometimes. Like 90 views. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. I do know that YouTube watching numbers are lower than what it is actual. Yeah. I don't know. It's just, could be a shadow ban. I don't know. I don't talk about anything that's too controversial. I don't do shows that are about, essay or anything like that. I just talk about the shows that everyone else is talking about. And then with the court channel, I'm almost thinking maybe it's a shadow ban. I'm just doing this court dockets that, that are out there that, other people are showing, not the same exact dockets, but, that style of channel where, you show court hearings and things like that. I don't know. I just don't know. So yeah, and it is inconsistent. And here's the deal: YouTube just came out with a report. I was gonna go over that report live, but that would be more for like a how to become a YouTuber type video, or like a coaching YouTube coach type style video. But yeah, it's a report called the Algorithm 2.0. It's an actual YouTube report. And basically, the main takeaway from it is that the algorithms, since AI is so involved, or immersed in with the transcript, now that it's better able to get your content in front of people that show interest in the exact topic that you're talking about. So like my title can say one thing, the description could say another thing, and YouTube will push the video out to the people that have interest on exactly what's being said in the video. Doesn't matter what the title says, doesn't matter what the description says, but that it'll be that the algorithm will send it to people that have an interest in what I'm actually saying, like the words that are coming out of my mouth. And I mean, that's for pre-recorded stuff. For live stuff, I don't know, what's going to happen, or how it's going to work, or what's going to go down. They'll have to just rely on the title and description, I guess, until the video's done. Then the algorithm can work on what the topic that was actually said. The report also talks about like the future of live streaming, and that it is the future, but your audience, as long as your audiences will grow, I mean, and this is kind of common sense, but it'll be strictly interest based. So you have, find a niche, yeah, but then find the interest, find the audience within that niche with a specific interest. So like there's like sub interests from the main niche. I don't know. It's almost more than I signed up for or bargained for. So I don't know. Yeah, there was like 12 people in, and after that there was like 30 views. Yeah. Yeah, John, maybe AI can do that. I don't know. So I don't know. It's just bizarre. I don't even, know how to like look who's here right now in the chat. It's Ben, James, and John. Like the three people that are most important to me right now. And or to the show, out of the show, out of the men, you guys are here, showed up. But I get it. You like Ben, you barely found it, or you just happened to see it, which is crazy. Hey, Fluffy Cloud Top, good to see you. So I don't know. I don't want to sad sack about it though. I'm here to talk about Kelly Dever. And that's another thing. This should be like talking about Kelly Dever, anything Karen Reed or, post Karen Reed trial usually gets a ton of views. So I'll probably clip this live and do a specific interest clip with a separate thumbnail and just see how that does. I don't know, but so yesterday I was just happened along the just going to my homepage, or the home browse section, and I seen a title that said Turtle Boy breaks down shocking resignations after Karen Reed trial. And I was like, what? Who quit? Who's good? And it was on the Billy Bush show, which I'm a fan of. And, I'm a subscriber to Billy Bush. And this is what they were talking about. And maybe you guys have already seen it. I don't know.
And he put out yesterday that there's a report from two different people that you tell us. Kelly Devers.
Yeah, I'm hearing reports from very credible sources within the Boston Police Department that yesterday at 1 o'clock, Kelly Dever walked into the Jamaica Plain district, where I guess she works out of, with her badge and her gun, handed him over and quit. So that's not normally the way. What the hell? That people quit. But that was apparently what she did yesterday. And like I said, I wouldn't have reported something like that if I wasn't pretty confident in it. A lot of people, because I knew that was going to be a big story if she resigned. So, but I spoke to people in the Boston Police Department who were able to confirm it for me. And so I think you'll be likely hearing about it from other media shortly.
Yeah, Kelly Dever right there. Now, remember, she's the for those who don't recall, she was working in the Canton Police Department, and when
I am growing up now,
Karen Reed's Lexus into Sallyport for investigation, she was the one who watched. She was monitoring and didn't she recall her report that?
Yeah,
Michael-
she's the one that said that she was working that morning and was supposed to leave at 7, but then got held on because of obviously John O'Keefe's body being found. So they made everybody stay. And that she later told 2 FBI agents who questioned her that she saw Brian Higgins and Ken Berkowitz, the former police chief, alone in the Sallyport garage with Karen Reed's car, and that she thought that this was odd and that they were there for a wildly long period of time. Her words, not mine.
And in the second trial, didn't she revoke saying that? She's like, "Oh no, I didn't say it, or I didn't mean it that way, or she pulled testimony."
Yeah, so this was in the TUI report by the FBI, which was given to the defense in February of 24. They read that and they're like, "Oh, well, this is great news. I mean, this is going to be a great witness for us, right?" So they go to her and they question her about it, and she says, "Actually, that didn't happen. I had a false memory of it. And so they realized, okay, this is going to be a bad witness." So they didn't call her in the first trial.
Thank you.
They thought about it in the second trial. They're like, you know what? Let's put her on the stand because she's going to show everything that is wrong.
Hey, Crafty Chris.
With, look the other way, protect, don't rat on each other. You don't rat on the other, police officers. You don't snitch on them. It's no one. Basically, the jury's gonna believe her first story and not her second story. Her first story is that she saw Ken Berkowitz and Brian Higgins alone in the Sallyport garage where they weren't supposed to be, around Karen Reed's car. The second story is that she had a false memory, and just that whole thing was just an imagination in her head that she told the FBI. I believe the first story.
So we got to get a hold of her, because remember, now, then she gets an upgrade. She gets pulled out of the Canton PD. She gets upgraded to the Boston PD, and she gets an extra $50,000 or $60,000 raise. All of a sudden, like, what great job was she doing that warranted a 50% raise?
I don't know. It certainly wasn't testifying. Not a good skill of hers.
But a terrible witness.
Yeah, I mean, in mid-July, Alan Jackson wrote a letter to the Boston Police Commissioner and the Post Commission asking that she be put on the Brady list for problematic officers because her testimony can't be trusted. I mean, she literally testified that she has a false memory. She can't ever testify in court again. Like
either she lied or she has a mental incapacity that would make her an unreliable witness. So good for Alan, by the way. Alan Jackson circles back. The whole thing's over. He secures the freedom for Karen Reed, and he's like, yeah, there's a couple things I want to just circle back on here. Like, you may think I've moved on to my new case in Malibu, but just while we're here, let's go back to this. And he reaches out to the Boston police commissioner and says, that woman better be on the Brady list. I think that's amazing.
Yeah. And
Amazing.
Apparently, Michael Cox, the commissioner, has since publicly denied that she even came up. She said he did admit that there was some sort of meeting between the two of them, but he said he had no idea she was a witness.
But the new news is that she did resign, and I believe she did. I mean, it still hasn't been confirmed, or it hasn't come out on mainstream media yet that she's resigned. But I do believe Turtle Boy does have credible sources, and I don't think he would have said anything unless he like double checked, had two sources corroborate. He's pretty immersed in that whole scene out there in Massachusetts. So I believe it to be true, that she quit, and she might as well. I mean, but this is what I'm hoping. I'm hoping now that she's quit, that she comes out and says, yeah, no, that is what I saw. They told me to lie, and just drop the bomb, and drop a big bomb. And maybe she would have a fear of being charged with perjury. But I think the FBI would come in and stick up for her, because, that would be even more for the FBI to investigate in their definitely ongoing investigation of Canton PD, of the whole situation revolving around Karen Reed. So I think she would be safe in the coming out and saying that, a sort of deathbed confession, but while she's alive. I think that would be amazing. I think she would save her everything. I think she would definitely not save her job, but she's already quit, allegedly. And so I think it would save her reputation. I think she could go ahead and then go write a book and be set for life. If I was her, I would do that. I would definitely do that.
Retrial. They didn't talk about Karen Reed, and that he regularly just brings up officers for pep talks to his office and tells them, you're doing a great job. And I talked to former Boston police officer yesterday, who was involved in the Boston Marathon bombing rescue and several other. She's been kind of in the news. Is like she saved a couple lives. Like she's like, I've never once been called up to the commissioner's office. Never. So, and it's like, so that's not a thing that happens. You don't just get called up to the commissioner's office for a pep talk, especially when you're some nobody like Kelly Deaver. And so she must have seen what was happening here. Like, I lied for these people. They are throwing me under the bus because I did such a bad job of it, and I'm such a bad look for them. They've abandoned me. So it's just ironic that she thought that by lying that she could keep her job, but it really only led to her being forced to resign from her job because she realized nobody had her back.
She was so disrespectful. She had so much disdain up there on the stand for Ellen and for Karen, and she's just so rude. I couldn't decide if it was just a nastiness or just like a deep insecurity that like came out in a bad way, and she has tons of regrets, and maybe she goes away and finds a new life doing something else, and which, and gets to start over. I don't, at this point, if she's, leaving the post and finds a new life, so be it. Let her. Someone just posted a kitty cat in the chat, said that she bought a big old new house. I mean, I don't know.
Did she? I'd have to look up property records. But
what about the Brady list? I mean, I wonder, is she on it?
Not yet. Not to my knowledge.
No, she is on it. She is
again,
on it. But there's more than one.
Kind of wanted that out there publicly, that he was asking them to do it, and then their move next if they want to do the right thing. Because she like I said, she had no future in the Boston Police Department. This is going to be what defines her for the rest of her life. And it's just so ironic because she got up there and she said that I'm doing this, because she said my job depends on what I say up here today. And that's the only true thing she said, because what she said was not convincing enough to anyone. Like, no people, even on the other side, they're not convinced by her. I mean, she told the FBI that she saw these two people next to a car. I mean, how does that thought just get into your head? And then she said that somebody told her that she changed her story when she was confronted with evidence that she had left that day at 3:45 and Karen's car did not arrive until 5:30. So it couldn't have been them, right? But my question for that is, who confronted her with evidence that she left at 3:45? Where is this evidence? And, what, can we see it? Like, can you show us this? Like, can we see your time stamp? Like, how do we know that you left at 3? How do we know that somebody just didn't come up to you and said, you need to tell them you left at 3:45 that day? I think that to me makes a lot more sense than her suddenly remembering that this whole story never happened.
We need to
Yeah. So, I mean, that's really it. And, like I said, hopefully she comes out and, does like a deathbed confession, said, admits that she lied, that she was pressured into lying. She could write a book. She could repair her reputation by it. Crafty Chris says, yeah, her only qualifications probably would be for flipping burgers, but I believe I think that's her only qualifications now, unless she does the right thing. And it's not going to help Karen Reed except for just keep validating her acquittal, and she doesn't need to keep getting validated. But what does need to happen is that the FBI investigation for John O'Keefe definitely needs to. Basically, she could be the savior for justice for John if she played her cards right, if she did the right thing for real, because I think it would expedite the end of the FBI investigation. They would feel they had enough to go ahead and prosecute old Higgy Bear. I think that's exactly what would happen. Also, speaking of Higgy Bear, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I was kind of, I don't want to say featured, but me and Samantha Bengino, I always say her last name wrong. We were mentioned on the Loophole Lawyer last week, and that was pretty cool. Regarding our work with the swollen hand, and how I talked about how that's enough evidence to, basically give a guy, anywhere from 15 to 100, more days in prison with just having those swollen hands, proving that you were in a fight. Loophole Lawyer had us on his show, and that was pretty badass. Not had us on like interview, but had our content on there, and that was pretty cool. I got a lot of shout outs from it. And yeah, it was kind of a good feeling. Other than that, later on today, I'm going to be talking about the Menendez brothers. The Menendez brothers parole hearings are happening today and tomorrow. I think today is Eric's and tomorrow is Lyle's. Is it Kyle? I can't remember. I always think it's Lyle and then it's Kyle, or I always think it's Kyle and then it ends up being Lyle. But anyways, their parole hearings are today and tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have an answer on the first one today, and hopefully we'll have that by the time I do the show this afternoon. And then later on today, I'll be on My Other's Keeper. I don't know what we'll be talking about, but I'll be on there for about an hour, talking with Kim from My Other's Keeper. So be sure to check that out. I will make a community post after we get done with this show. And So I just wanted to talk about the Kelly Deaver thing and what I think she should do. I really do. I think she should just come out and spill the beans and save her reputation. I think that would be amazing. So we have the Menendez brothers this afternoon, and then My Other's Keeper this evening. And then over the next few days, I'll be doing a couple different shows. I'm going to do a community check-in here in the next couple of days. I'll make sure I get a thumbnail up the day before. That way, hopefully, you guys will get some notifications. That would be cool. And that way we don't start out with just, 3 people for the first, 15 minutes. That would be dope. And then I'll talk a little bit when I do the community check-in. I'll talk a little bit what's going on with me, and the reason for the haircut, and just the kind of change and what what I have going on. I might be going on a pretty big podcast. I know I talked about it about 6 months ago, but those negotiations have restarted again. He had to go on and he had to do a show, and but that show is over with. So hopefully that happens. I did not see the UFO video shot, James Collins. I'll have to go check that out. So yeah, hopefully that'll happen, and I'll be announcing that, and that'll be kind of a big deal for me. So looking forward to that if when and if that happens. I don't know. I guess that's it. Just a short and sweet. I will be back this afternoon. Let's see what time that show is scheduled for. I forgot what time that show is scheduled for. And also during the show this afternoon, I'm going to be talking about the Kohlberger, Brian Kohlberger. He's been doing a lot of bitching and complaining in jail, and been whining about people yelling and people threatening him, and his food tray not having all the food that it's supposed to. And yeah, so that's going to be fun. I'm going to talk about that this afternoon also. So that'll be cool. Let me just make sure I know exactly what time. I think the show is going to be at 2:30 because I have therapy at 1:30. I think it's going to be a busy day. Oh no, the show's set for 3:00. So yeah, so today at 3, we'll be talking about the Menendez brothers and also the Brian Kohlberger situation, all his whining and bitching and complaining that's going on in jail. These are all after the bars type of material that I want to cover, and so that'll be pretty cool. And then this afternoon, I'll spend some more time with you guys when we have some more people in here, just to kind of do a quick check-in with you guys to see how you guys are doing. And I'll do a roll call and see how you guys are. And but thank you guys for showing up this morning, the ones that you did. I know I changed the time on the show, so I get it. I knew it was going to be a small. Well, I didn't know it was going to be a small show, but I understand why it's such a tiny show. Okay, cool, Crafty Chris. I hope to see you there. If I don't see you in the chat, I'll know you'll be listening. All right. So thanks, guys. I will see you this afternoon. And I promise to share more about me and what's going on with me and why I've been so absent lately. All right. You guys have a good day. Be kind to each other. Be kind to yourselves. And remember, forgive yourself. Give yourself a little bit of grace. And I'll see you this afternoon. Bye.
Stay loud. Don't be woke. Stay wild. Stay awake. This was more